And a voice came to my ear and said, you can draw this and you can be rich and famous. You can trace this. All you have to do is get high every day.
What's good, people? It's Ram Mythology, the reincarnation of Ramakrishna, a Hayoka empath, and I'm kicking brand new flavor in your ear, that brand new flavor in your ear. Alright. So, yeah, today, man, this is gonna be interesting. This dude, Miles McClendon, on YouTube, right? He put out this video called Smoking Weed, Seeing the Devil, and Jay-Z on My Way to Hell. Smoking weed, seeing the devil, and Jay-Z on my way to hell. So this dude, Miles McClendon, is a perfect example of a person that has spiritual gifts, but they're scared of their shadow self, or a person that's going through an awakening has experiences like this, right? This is kind of what propels you into that high level of consciousness, these types of experiences. So when I first seen this shit, right, I was kind of tight. I'm not even gonna lie. I was upset. I was angry. I was angry at God. I was cursing my ancestors out. I'm like, yo, how did he get the information? How did he have a dream like that? And then go put it up on YouTube, misinterpreting a dream and misleading mad people to a lower level of consciousness, yo. The shit was fucking my head all up. You know what I'm saying? The shit had my head all messed up. I was really jealous. I was angry. I had to catch myself. I was jealous and angry, and it made me realize, like, yo, now I see why people are jealous of people with a high content of melanin. You know what I'm saying? I see why, in historical times and in the recent past, why white people have been so racist against black people. And it's like, yo, because y'all have all this spiritual power and don't know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't understand it, don't know what to do with it. And it's like, I should have this power. I have knowledge of what you're talking about, but yet I don't have the same spiritual gifts as you do. I should have that power. I should have those spiritual gifts because I know what to do with it. And that's kind of how I felt after first seeing Miles' video. But then I had to kind of check myself. I had to check my ego and really think about it for a second. And, I had to remember that I've been there. I've had dreams that I've misinterpreted. I think he's 34, he says in his video. When I was 34, I was kind of a little close to where he's at. I wasn't so religious, but my concepts of what the devil was and what God was, you know what I'm saying, was a little off. And I'm 40 now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've been there. I know what it's like to misinterpret dreams. I know what it's like to have a spiritual awakening. And I know what it's like most of all to be I know what it's like to for when you see things for it to be overwhelming. I really can understand and I can relate. So it made me have a little bit more compassion for the man, but I was ready to get on here and curse this dude out. I was gonna curse God out, I swear, because I was tight that he was able to have such a beautiful dream and misinterpret it and give it out in the wrong way to all of these people, which is gonna lead these people to a lower level of consciousness. So Miles, man, you have psychic abilities, you have spiritual gifts, you have profound spiritual gifts, bro. And almost to the point where I'm a little nervous, I'm a little scared to talk about you or mess with you in a certain way because I know I know what you have inside of you, bro. And I know if I would have came on here and tried to play you or curse you out or you know what I'm saying, talk about your name in a bad way, that I might have to pay some repercussions for that. Because I was getting ready to, talk about how, an idiot you were, and you know what I'm saying? You don't know shit, and you know what I'm saying? Talking about, your thoughts or whatever. And I actually heard a voice saying that I need to have more humility. And I remember when I was there too, you know what I'm saying? So There's a lot of people out there. When you first started to get this information, you try to equate things to God and the devil and what we learned in religion. You know what I mean? So we're gonna watch some portions of this video. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna break it down. Hopefully, I can be humble and watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? Or some humble shit. We're gonna break it down. You know what I mean? But yeah, dudes like this, these are the ones that, you know, you might think is weak or don't know nothing, and you try to do some dark magic or something like that, or you try to mess with them. They got wild protection while they going through the learning process, while they're going through the awakening process. Dudes like this have mad protection over them. So even though they make mistakes, they deal with the wrong people, those people end up getting crazy type of karma and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? For messing with a dude like this. So I'm aware of how powerful this man is. You know what I'm saying? And what's inside of him, and what he's dealing with. You know, and I just want him to sincerely advance spiritually to a higher level, so you can have a better life. You know what I'm saying? You seem like your life is good, but from what I was seeing in them dreams, what I was hearing about those dreams, man, you got something planned for you that's really, like, you know, outstanding. All right, so let's get into what he's saying. All right.
It happens in the spirit because it's more real than the natural realm. And so I was 18 years old, because I want to get right into it. I'm 34 now. I was 18. It was 2006. I was at Wayne State University, and I was with a lot of bad influences. I didn't smoke weed. I didn't do any of those things. But once I turned 18, I started. And I started a lot. And things started happening to me as I would smoke weed. So the first time, it was me and a lot of friends. We were all in my dorm room after we had smoked, and I had a computer in my room, and we would play music, and it would just, you know, be loud. It's on the weekend, everybody could play the music, and when it was playing while I was high, I started to dance uncontrollably, and I did not have say on what I would do. It was like control of my body. I was possessed, and I was telling my friends, because I was about to start crying. I'm like, yo, I don't have control of my body. I'm like, hey, cut the music off, and you know, they laughing. And finally, they cut the music off, and I got control of my body again. And so I thought, you know, I brushed it off like that was a crazy experience. But we smoked again, and we in my room again, and this time my friend starts to dance, and he can't stop dancing. And he's saying, Miles, I know what you're talking about. I can't stop dancing. He's like, cut the music off.
Okay, so I want to talk about the dancing, which I can understand. I've had one similar experience. It was in a totally different way, but I can understand what's going on, all right? This happens a lot in church. He grew up in the church, so he's felt this energy, he's seen it before, and this is what he's used to when he's dealing with spirituality, right? In church, you have what's called the Holy Ghost. When a person gets possessed and they start gyrating and shaking all around, they can't kind of control their body. Well, this happens in many other spiritual systems as well. Shamanism, voodoo, so on and so forth. You know, there's many subcultures and subsects of magical systems. Santeria, you understand what I'm saying? You got Obey, kind of like a lot of those West Indian traditions and African traditions. You would get into these trances, right? When you're given, let's say, when you're tapping into the energy of specific deities, right? When you're tapping into the energy of certain deities, you would fall into these trance-like states, right? When you could say possessed, right? And you no longer have full control over your body, right? That the energy of this deity has taken control over your body, and you have just become a vessel for this energy. I've never heard of this happening to somebody listening to rap music, but this again, this is confirmation for the stuff that I talk about on my channel. So what happened was he's smoking. He's not a heavy smoker, right? You're smoking for the first times, and you're having these deep, profound spiritual experiences. Weed is a gateway drug, right? Weed is a door opener to the spiritual realms. That's why they deemed it as evil when it first came out. They don't want you knowing how spiritually powerful you are. And weed can sometimes open that gateway for certain individuals with these spiritual gifts. The energy, right? Because these rappers have energy, these deities' energies flowing through them. You understand? I talk all about it. I tell you about whose archetype is what. DMX, Anubis, Kanye West, Horus. He was sensitive to this energy coming through the music. The weed opened up another door, another gateway in his mind. And he was able to tap into different energies, which had him dancing in a way which he felt like he can't control. We see this in ancient African culture. We see this in West Indian culture. You know what I mean? And it also happens in Christianity and church. They call it the Holy Ghost.
And so I went and I cut the music off. Now, mind you, when we would dance, the people that were around us would become entranced. They would be so spellbound by what we did, because it wasn't us. There was the presence of demons, literal demons that were seducing spirits that would entrance people to where they could watch us dance for hours. And I want to emphasize that, because it would take some time for me to finally get to say that I'm not in control. It would take some time, because when you're high, you don't have a real good measure on the time. Everything seems like longer. It's like slow motion. It's like you go into the eternal realm, and it's, you know, time is relative. It can seem longer, shorter, but for some reason, every time I smoke, it would seem like slow motion. Everything was slow motion. And so this last time we smoked, we decided to go over my friend's apartment, and they had like a bachelor pad. And I call this the straw that broke the camel's back, because they had 2 or 3 blunts, and I would smoke a couple. I would take a couple hits, and I would be done. But this particular time, they had this big couch and a big screen TV, surround sound. It was a true bachelor pad, and they had 2 or 3 blunts, and they're rolling them around, and I was done. I was stuck, and all of a sudden, my eyes went out of focus. They blurred, and I couldn't see. And then they focused. When they refocused, I had 20/20 vision, and I wear glasses, and I had 20/20 vision, and I could zoom in and zoom out. It was crazy. And I looked down at the carpet, and the carpet started swirling. It started swirling, and then it changed into this beautiful portrait. I'm talking about, it's something I haven't seen to this day. It looked like it was like an ancient art or something like that. And a voice came to my ear and said, "You can draw this, and you can be rich and famous. You can trace this. All you have to do is get high every day." And I was like, I'm tripping. Whatever this voice is, it made me deeply afraid, because I haven't drawn or told anybody that I could draw, and I have a love for drawing in such a long time, that it made me understand that something has been studying me for a long time.
Yo, son, oh my God, this dude is funny. All right, he says, something has been studying me. Bro, yeah, we're not here by ourselves. When you're born with spirit guides or ancestors. They know you from past lives. They know you from past lives, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff you did in this life, they know your soul, right? So yeah, they know you. They know the path that you're supposed to take in life. They know all about you, fam. You're not bored, you're not just here by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so if I'm, raised in a church, I'm having a spiritual awakening, right? And I'm dealing with a deity's energy. Yeah, it's a daemon or a demon, right? So he's actually right, but he's like scared of the energy, you know what I'm saying? It's a demon, but let me get this straight first of all. Every etheric entity on earth is here to help you one way or the other. So, yeah, it's a demon. It's a demon, but these demons are all here to help you advance. If you don't understand and have the knowledge of these spiritual entities, they can take advantage of you and trick you to serve an agenda, to serve some other thing's agenda. They can trick you to serve an agenda that's not yours. But if you have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding how to use these entities, right, you can use their energy to advance in life. So he's right. He's calling the energy a demon. It is. You know what I mean? Depending on your definition of demon, I would call it a deity. You know what I'm saying? But technically, you're not wrong by calling the energy a demon, right? But again, because you're scared of the darker side of yourself, you know what I'm saying, is why you kind of label things the way that he does. That's why he kind of labels things the way that he does.
And has been waiting for the perfect opportunity to present this, because it was a real temptation. It was a real temptation. That's the thing about that word, is that it's not going to be something that you don't desire. And so I realized that. I was like, whatever this is, I don't want no parts, because what's the price? And so I'm still at the mercy of the marijuana because I can't move. My body is incapacitated. So I'm like stuck.
Bro, you just got the key to success, to your success, in a sentence, right? And I don't think that it was because you're going to call it satanic or something like that. I would say that the voice is your higher self. Unless you've seen some type of demon or Satan saying this to you, then I can equate this message as it being from Satan. But you just heard the voice. You didn't know where the voice was coming from. You just heard a voice. And you said that you were so scared. Key words. Scared. Scared of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, right? Let me hear a voice in my dream saying, all you got to do, right, is get high every day and trace this drawing right here, and you're going to be rich and famous. Nigga, I'm at least going to try it. I'm at least going to try the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucking weed. Like, you know what I mean? I'm at least try it. You scared to even try it. And just see what happens. Just see what happens.
And they put on this DVD, and they were going to put Tupac Machiavelli, and I'm so glad they did. They didn't, because I've never watched it, but I don't know if I would have been able to handle it looking back. But they put on Jay-Z Fade to Black. And I had never seen that either. And so my eyes had blurred again, like right before they did that. And I told you I had 20/20. They had blurred after the 20/20. And when they focused again, it was like I went past the natural and I was able to see spiritual things. Like straight up, I could see spirits. It was crazy. And when they put the Fade to Black on, I had knowledge about things that nobody ever taught me. And so he started off, and the camera was like it was facing the sky, and it was talking about You know, I got to do this show, you know, a night when the stars is aligned. And before I do that, I got to get everybody up to my level. And literally like audible voices. And I was saying it out loud. I was like, that's witchcraft. I was like, wait, how do I know that? I was like, whatever, I'm tripping, I'm high. And this is my conversation to myself. I looked around to see if people, you know, were looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm talking to myself. And so I'm conscious enough to know that what I'm seeing is not normal, but I'm still high. And so the DVD of Jay-Z Fade to Black consists of him showing his performance at Madison Square Garden about his retirement with the Black Album. It's his retirement album. And it was showing the process of him making the album Fade to Black. And so when the camera showed Jay-Z, he had a snake inside of him. I'm talking about, it was like this big, and the snake was colorful, and it wasn't saying anything or doing anything, but it was just, he was walking around and I could see the snake inside of him, and the tail was moving a little bit. It was like swaying like this. And you could see him, like, you know, seeing, fast forward, you could see him going like this through songs. He's trying to find the right song. He's narrating on the DVD saying, you know, you got to find the right song. He said, if you get the right artist with the right song and you crack the door open, he said, God will come in. He was lying.
You heard that, bro? You heard that? You heard that shit. All I'm hearing in the dream is God. I'm not hearing nothing about no Satan, no evil. All I'm hearing is God shit. So first of all, dreams are interpreted through symbology. Spirit communicates through symbols. The ancient hieroglyphs, what were they? Symbols. Spirit in general does not communicate with you through dialogue. For you to communicate with the other side, you have to understand symbology. And because this is the way they communicate with you in dreams, through symbols, right? They knew that you were into Jay-Z as a youngin', so that's why they used him. Now, you see the snake dangling inside of his chest, right? Snake is a symbol of knowledge, wisdom, healing, medicine. You see a snake on the side of every ambulance, right? Transformation. They shed their skin. Transformation, magic. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm gonna get there. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. So you're seeing these symbols, and you're automatically associating the symbols with Satan. Then he says, this is what I've been saying. Check my video out. Jay-Z, how Jay-Z and Rick Ross channel B.I.G. I've been telling you that Jay-Z be channeling. That's what he uses, that Rain Man terminology. That's what that is. Jay-Z be channeling, son. You know what I'm saying? So my man right here, he sees the snake going down, you know what I'm saying, his chest. He sees the symbol. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you know what I'm saying? Coming down from his throat chakra. Now, in the dream, right? He says that if you get the right artist and the right record and you open the door a little bit, God will come through. Right? Getting the crazy information, the crazy download. What does his mind say? It's a lie. Doesn't trust himself. Nah, that can't be true. It's a lie. Because you don't understand it. So it's automatically a lie. The nigga just told you God will come through. And you said, no, it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? That's not the God of the Bible. You know who the God of the Bible is? The jealous God? His name is Yadalabroth. Go do some research on who Yadalabroth is. So you're going to hear this throughout the whole dream, how he's scared. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that he's seeing Satan, but watch how Satan is never nowhere to be found. You know what I mean?
Because it wasn't the God of the Bible. It was the God of this world, which is Satan. And he found the song. And the snake that I was watching the whole time, because I was looking to see if anybody else saw it, but it was just me. The snake started speaking like at a real fast rate. It started going like this, like real fast. And he looked like he was possessed, like I was when I was dancing. And he started mumbling. And he went in the studio and he did the song after that happened. And he said, I don't know what y'all call it, man. I call it my magic moment. And I was about to cry and go crazy, because what was happening to me at that time was I was realizing that Satan is real. And I was realizing that I'm on the wrong side.
You see what I'm saying? Yo, this rap shit is ill, man. This shit is ill. Yeah, so Jay-Z be channeling, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he got to witness in that dream. I wish I had a dream like that, and I could say that I saw, you know what I'm saying, the snake in his chest and whatnot, and the snake was talking all fast, and then Jay-Z started rapping while he was making music. But this is confirmation right here from the spirit realm for all the shit that I be saying. He just misinterpreted. I believe that this man is going to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he wakes up in his lifetime. But this is confirmation for all the shit that I be telling y'all about how deep rap music and spirituality goes. Long story short, Satan, Baphomet, whatever you want to call it, these are chaos deities. They symbolize the original man, the first original man, a black man, a chaos deity. Melanin is a chaos compound, and you are full of it. You're full of melanin. Satan, Baphomet, these are chaos deities. Set, you know what I'm saying? Saturn is really what it is energy from the planet Saturn. On Earth, we put it into a man with horns and call it Satan.
I'm on the wrong side. I felt this dread, this fear, this weight of my condition. If I was to die right now, where I would go. And it was not heaven. And it was a horrible feeling. But I'm still at the mercy of this marijuana. And at the time, I catch the ride with my friends. So when they're ready to go, I got to go. You know, I'm not going to be able to go until they're ready. And so I'm still there. And I'm watching him engage with all the people throughout the whole Fade to Black documentary. And he goes and he's doing this performance. And he's doing this performance with masses of people. And he's telling them to throw their hands up. And he had Mary J. Blige come out there. And the way Mary J. Blige sang to Jay-Z was like she was worshiping a God. It was like she was worshiping God. It sounded like when you in the choir and you have a solo and you singing to God, but it was to a man, and it was to Jay-Z. And I was understanding, because we idolized Jay-Z growing up. In my time, we idolized him, and you don't realize what that word means. You literally put him on a pedestal that you worship him. And then he said, throw your hands up, and everybody would just throw their hands up. And so I'm trying to get out of this room. That's my goal at the time. I'm watching the DVD, but I want to get away from it as far as possible. But I can't. And so I get as close to the door, the exit. I get as close as I can. And he said, everybody get your hands up. And I felt this force come under my hands and try to lift my hands up. And something inside of me snapped. And I went like, no, it's only one God. And I was like, wait, why did I just say that? And when I looked to my left, all of my friends had their hands up. They looked like zombies. It was the most frightening thing you ever want to see. Everybody's face was pale. It was a whole bunch of weed smoke. But in the midst of that weed smoke, I saw other spirits there. I saw that we weren't alone. I saw that, man, they were leading us to hell. And I'm trying not to get choked up now, because it was so real. I cannot explain to you that the spirit realm is more real than the natural realm. And I saw that, and I was like, okay, I gotta go home. I gotta get home. And that was the only thing that was keeping me from like breaking. It was like I had to use all my strength. It was the grace of God. I had to use all my strength not to just snap and just break down and just lose it, because I was about to lose my mind. And so we finally get ready to go. The album is finally done. I even saw Kanye West. I saw Kanye West on the album, how he looked on the DVD, how he looked up to Jay-Z, how he came out with this song called Lucifer, Son of the Morning. It was on the documentary. I'm trying to leave, and I just keep seeing things that are confirming how real Satan is. And Jay-Z went and he was rapping and he quoted a scripture from the Bible, and he came outside and scratched his head and he said, "Word to my mother, I never read the Bible in my life." And I understood that Satan knows the word of God. He tempted Jesus with the word of God. I understood that he used to be an angel in heaven and that he fell. I understood that he could possess somebody and that they could potentially speak something that they didn't learn themselves because they're being possessed by a spirit that knows everything that's going through their mouth. And he said, "I wet y'all all with the holy water. And when I perish, the meek shall inherit the earth. Until that time is on and popping." Church. I understood that he meant that the devil knows he's going to perish. But until that time, I'm going to get as many people to go to hell as possible. It's on and popping. Church. Everything he was saying, I understood the spiritual consequences and the ramifications behind it. I knew that this was not a game. That these songs, these rap artists, these people that do these songs under the influence of the devil are waging war against the saints of God, against humanity. He already has humanity entrenched in sin and bondage by the spirit of disobedience, and they're already by nature children of wrath. So he already has them. He's waging war against the people that are already believers and the people that potentially could become believers. So he wants to keep you bound. So he wages war through music, through temptations, through things that will keep you doing what will get you to hell. And so I also understood, because I felt it, the intense hatred that they have for humanity. The way the devil feels about you is beyond comprehension. He hates you so much that he wants you to go to hell. He wants you to burn in eternity in hell. You have done nothing to him, but he hates you. He is our enemy, our arch enemy, the first person that was created by God. He deceived. He had them fall. The first two, he had them fall. He couldn't get to Adam directly, so he went through his wife, and they got to Adam, and they both fell. God saved us with great difficulty. It was the reason why Jesus says there's only one way to get to heaven is because there was only one way to redeem us. It was with great difficulty that he saved humanity. What the devil really did to us, what the devil really waged war against us, is beyond what we can understand. And I was getting this download, like, of understanding the war that he is waging against us straight from the pits of hell. And he's got agents, he's got rappers, he's got singers, he's got scientists, he's got all these people. But greater is he that's in us than he that's in the world.
So, he's got choked up. He said they're leading us to hell. Again, this is what's happening. This music some of this music, not all of it, you know what I'm saying, majority of it, right, is influencing you to reincarnate again. This is what Lucifer, Son of the Morning, Jay-Z song, you know what I'm saying, was about. It was about reincarnation. It was about having to come back to earth, you know what I'm saying, and live another life. You know what I mean? That's what the song is about, is reincarnation and having to come back. You know what I'm saying? Lucifer, Son of the Morning, I'm going to chase you out of earth. You know what I'm saying? Man, I got to get my soul right. So yeah, a lot of people are being tricked, right? Being tricked to buy into everything that's happening, into the illusion, and not tap into their spiritual side. And many of these artists are part of this agenda. You know what I'm saying? To keep you trapped, to bring you back to hell. You're already in hell. You know what I'm saying? That music, if you tap into it a little bit too much and you don't recognize it for what it is, will guide you into coming right back here. And Jay-Z was the last, he after him, the momentum in rap of the consciousness that was in rap, it just kind of flipped, and that's when it just started going in a down spiral. You know what I'm saying? So where rap now is very mundane. Yeah, so I'm about to end it, in a minute. We're going to conclude. But because of religion, you know what I'm saying, is why this person's mind is the way it is. And I just think it's very small-minded to think that God is a Christian. You know what I'm saying? All these people on earth, all these people with souls, and y'all believe that God only worships Christianity? I don't even like that people give God a personality. A personality is a human thing. You know what I'm saying? God is just a source of energy. Once you come into a human body, that's when you have a personality, when you come through the zodiac. You know? So the way he talks about God and the devil is based on Christian religious concepts. And he's trying to process this information through that frame of thought. He's trying to process this information through that perspective, through that lens of Christianity. So you can only understand God and Satan. Everything in between is like a blur, you know? That's his whole understanding of it. And everything that he doesn't know about is just Satan. You know what I'm saying? Now these songs, yes, they do hold great power. If you're not blind to it. If you can tap into the energy. But it's in a way to raise your consciousness. Now, after all this is said and done, tell me this dream, the music, the experiences, the weed, tell me it hasn't subtly raised his consciousness. So now he's like kind of thinking outside the box. He's more aware of spiritual concepts, right, than he was before. Even though he doesn't fully yet get it, he's aware that spirits exist, right? He's aware of how Jay-Z can channel other entities, right, and use that to come up with his rhymes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So one day it's just gonna click. One day, I'm telling you, for this guy right here, it's just gonna click. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I was looking at it the wrong way." You know what I'm saying? Come to my channel, Miles. Come to my channel, man, and see what this rap music is really about, man. See what's really going on out here. Because you are a spiritual dude. You have the crazy spiritual gifts. Your spiritual gifts is really outstanding. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome. To the point where I almost got jealous that God has given you such wisdom and light. I had to catch myself, you know what I mean? But eventually, you're going to get it, man. It's going to click, you know what I'm saying? It's going to click for you, I guarantee it. Because you're so close. You're right there. You're right there. You see what I'm saying? The way he talks about the devil, you know what I'm saying? Even the way he's like, like he wants you so much, and the devil, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really a person walking around here with a fucking fork in his hand, like, you know what I mean? Hunting you down, like, yeah, I want you to fucking stab him with a knife. shit. I'm the devil. Yeah. Nah, B, it's an energy force, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's an energy force.
He wants you to burn in eternity in hell.
Yes, this is really going on.
I'm just letting people know that if you watch this and you think that you try to water it down or downplay it, I'm trying to tell you that it's realer than what you know. It's realer than what you can understand, unless you get this revelation from God, and God can give you this revelation if you ask Him.
It was too overwhelming for him, his experiences, for him to be able to articulate what's really going on, for him to process and understand the things that were happening. You understand what I'm saying? So he's like the very early stages of waking up. You know what I mean? And it started from when he was 18. A lot of times, like when you wake up, you'll remember those dreams, those really profound dreams that you had when you were younger and that you didn't understand, and that's done purposely, so that when you wake up later in life, you remember that time in your life. You was like, oh damn, this was going on. I was going through this. So they give you these really strong, profound dreams when you might not be able to interpret it, but they know that later in life, you're gonna learn something about that time period in your life back then. You're going to remember. It's going to cause you to have a really strong impression on your mind of that time when you were alive in your life. You know what I'm saying? So that you remember it in the future when you do wake up, and you can learn from those times and those experiences that you were going through back then. The things that I've been talking about Jay-Z channeling, you know what I'm saying? About Jay-Z calling himself Hove and has said the name God more than any other rapper in existence and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? The deities in rap, how the rappers' lives be lining up with the mythology and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? From different cultures, like how you can meditate, tap into these energies. You know what I'm saying? To connect with deities, like this rap music is pretty much ancient scrolls, ancient knowledge, ancient how should I say it? Ancient spiritual knowledge, right? That is recorded and put into these scrolls that will last on earth forever. You know what I'm saying? Word. It's rap mythology, the reincarnation of Ramakrishna. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright? It's rap mythology, the reincarnation of Ramakrishna, a Hayoka empath, and I'm kicking brand new flavor in your ear, that brand new flavor in your ear. Peace.